Little Simz has plenty to talk about, introvert that she is. Subscribe. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Brews and Reviews. It's Knowledge, and today I'm reviewing Little Simz. Sometimes I might be introvert, and I am sipping on a Revolver Brewing Company Blood and Honey. That is a spicy ale coming from Granbury, Texas, and coming in at 7%. A strong, spicy beer. Blood and honey, I don't know why, but I think that's fitting for this album. Let's get into it. Little Simz, where have you been all my life? Such a dope project, and already it feels like I'm digging back to do a classic review. Little Simz is the British rapper who was born to Nigerian immigrants, and you can hear that eclectic mix in her music. Something that I didn't know is that she was actually a child actor performing in the British series Spirit Warriors and Youngers. I'll probably never watch those, but hey, I've seen her on Sway, so that counts as seeing her on TV. Introvert, the title track in a way, and from the beat alone, you can tell she's going for it all. Triumphant horns, nod your head, suck you in vibes when the beat drops. And this was produced by Inflo, who produces this entire album and is just thorough all the way through. He's also produced many of her tracks from the past, including her most popular track before this album, which was called Venom. And the lyrics match the beat perfectly. She's letting us know that she's a master lyricist from the jump, making poignant statements that are beyond her years and delving into the political climate of Britain. And she says, now I don't want to be the one to doctor this, but if you can't feel pain, then you can't feel the opposite. The fight between the yin and yang's a fight you'll never win. I study humans. That makes me an anthropologist. She goes on to express the experience of being an introverted artist. She says, I bottle up and then spill it in verses. One day I'm wordless. Next day I'm a wordsmith. Close to success, but to happiness I'm the furthest. Woman. Bro, I love her flow and how she starts the verse here. Makes me want to vibe the way that she does in the video, doing the head to the side kind of thing. Lyrically, she's speaking on cultures and the power of women to elevate these cultures from throughout the world. Two worlds apart with a soulful Smokey Robinson sample, and Sim's flow just adds to the smoothness on this, and I think her accent to my ears adds a lot. Like, for example, the way she pronounces Kendrick Lamar on this. I can't even do the accent and her pronunciation, but it's just unique to me, and it makes it all that more interesting throughout the project. Really, I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I love how this American art form of expression in hip-hop has reached so many different cultures and different people throughout the world, and how they can make it their own and adapt it to their own perspectives and give it right back to Americans who can understand different perspectives through the art form that we created. I love you, I hate you, double kick motion on some crazy drums under an effective vocal sample. And what she loves and hates, in the first verse at least, is hip hop. She says, hard to confront the truth of what you see in the mirror. Some people you inspire and others you trigger. Fighting in blind faith led by the internal voice. You might not want to do it, but you don't have a choice. That's her compelled to write, compelled to participate in this art form and give that outward expression, even though she's an introvert, and kicking words in a way that people might not want to hear, but she still has to let it out. Verse 2 and 3 switch it up, though, on what she loves and hates. She's talking about her father and her relationship with him and what he did by leaving the family, and she concludes, What you choose to avoid will probably come in your dreams. I'm not forgiven for you, man. I'm forgiven for me. Little Q Part 2. She's rapping from her cousin's perspective about something that really happened to him growing up in the hard streets of London. He got stabbed, put in a coma, and recovered from that, yet she's rapping, identifying with his victim who was going through the same things and the hard upbringing and lifestyle that her cousin had. And remember when Chuck D said that rap was like the black CNN? Here's yet more proof of that, because here we have a British rapper talking about her experiences and the experiences of her family and basically news stories of what's going on there. And I never would have known. I know what's going on in America, and I know even more from listening to American rap that I've been listening to for decades, but I didn't know what was going on in the UK before rappers like Little Simz and Santan Dave told me. And true to Chuck D's statement, that's true international reporting right there. In some cases, more real than what you'll get on the actual CNN. Gems, the only slight drawback of the album are these interludes that break up the flow for me a little bit. And I get it. I know what she's doing. They very much add to the theme, and in a way they are necessary. But when I'm vibing to a track and I just want to hear some more heat come after that, these break it up sounding like fairy tale shit, and I just have to skip them in certain mindsets. When I'm catching the real vibes off the album, I would rather it go straight from Little Q to Speed, to not break that up. Speed. This track right here, this track is a banger. It's the banger. Inflo does the album right with so many of his tracks, but he needs to be a sought-after producer after this one right here. And Simz does not waste this beat. She's going off on the heat. Don't you know you're dealing with a boss? Standing Ovation has a very recognizable sample for most hip-hop heads, old heads at least. This was from the Talib Kweli track, which was produced by Just Blaze, Never Been in Love. However, there is a nice beat change towards the end of verse 3 for Simz to speak about the black excellence that preceded her. I see you with some R&B flavor. This is a poetic love song in an R&B style. There is so many styles and genres of music mixed into this project. It is really incredible how versatile Simz and Inflo are throughout. And love songs in general tend to be the most generic type of song. See Nas's worst song on King's Disease 2, No Phony Love. If you don't need any more evidence than that, I don't know what to tell you. But love songs can be very generic. But Simz is making this interesting lyrically. And to me, it's almost like the female version of Mind Sex by Dead Prez. A love song with some depth. She says, I'm speaking your love language, reading body language. Our connection requires a deeper understanding. Communication isn't always verbal, but energy transferred is universal. Rollin Stone, this is a cold, ill flow, and the style of the beat and flow somewhere between trap and drill in the whole delivery and style. And then we got Protect My Energy, which is a complete 180 from the previous track. This sounds like an 80s dance track, but it works, and she's pretty much singing on it. Is there anything that this woman can't do? And the most mainstream, accessible track on this is talking about how she loves to be alone. It's brilliant. Kudos to Inflo, too, for just coming up with all these different styles and executing them perfectly. Pointland Kill, not one that stood out to me at first, but this has grown to be one of the highlights for me. So unique Afrobeat vibes, and the way she switches the flow and the accent, almost changing her entire essence on this particular track, is incredible. Fear no man. Some of those vibes continue onto this track as well, with a very tribal sound continuing. And let's respect also how many third verses this young artist is kicking. This is an MC with something to say. All these artists out here now, younger MCs doing it, just go 2 verses, sometimes 1 without drums, mind you. That's very popular right now, but it's also hiding that sometimes they don't have enough to say. Little Simz has plenty to talk about, introvert that she is, and that's why she's given us 3 verses on so many of these tracks. How Did You Get Here? The most introspective track on the Introvert album, and she's reminiscing about her past as an artist and everything she put to get where she is today. And isn't that a great feeling in life when anyone can actually say what she says here? I'm the version of me I always imagined when I was younger. Think about that. Not too many people are happy with where they're at, but Simz is, and that truly means that you've made it if you can say something like that. Misunderstood. Let's just enjoy some lyrics for the last track. She says, little misleading, misguiding, misunderstood, misjudged, little mistaken, heartbroken. That's basic mistrust. For many days and for many nights, I just couldn't fathom all the fake stuff. Eyes wide open to fake love. This album ends perfectly. Wow. Just wow. I could say this is AOTY. I'm not going to right now. So many great albums have dropped this year. I can't say it yet. Gotta weigh it out. But if I did say it, if I said this was AOTY right now, I would not be wrong, and it would be very hard for anybody to argue with that fact. 19 tracks total, over an hour of music, and you don't feel the length of this. Little Simz and Inflo, for that matter, keep you engaged by offering so many different styles, and Simz blesses us with lyrical gem after lyrical gem while changing her flow to different accents and styles and just beautiful words coming together. And there's something special about an artist who is foreign to somebody like me, but saying so many identifiable things and making universal music. If I can't say AOTY yet, I can say that it's a definite contender for sure. I'm giving this project a 10 out of a 12 pack. Thank you for watching my review of Little Simz. I Might Be Introvert. If you like this, go ahead and hit like now and hit me up in the comments. If you didn't like it, also let me know why in the comments. I drop hip-hop and hops related content consistently, so subscribe to my channel now. And until I see you next time, keep buzzing. Just subscribe.
But if he's on his channel saying that somebody's album is better than mine, unsubscribe to that motherfucker.
No, your album's the best, man.
There you go. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe.